Madridistas in a game that had headlines coming into the game, during the game, and then after the game too. And controversial or not, this game was controversial. Real Madrid picks up the win, getting the 3 points over Marseille as we defeat them 2-1 at home in the Santiago Bernabeu. Trent Alexander-Arnold looks to be out now for weeks, months, who knows. Rodrigo gets a start over Vinny Jr. Mbappe shows up. Red card for Dani Carvajal. So much to talk about. Let's recap the game, tell you my thoughts about the game too, and of course, my man of the match. And Madridistas, to never miss any match previews, match reactions, live, instant reactions with me after the game, please hit that subscribe button and like the video. About half of you watch all the videos, but you're not subscribed. What are we doing? Hit that subscribe button, like the video, and tell me in the comments who is your man of the match. So Madridistas, this was a game that scoreline would tell you, it wasn't that entertaining. This was a game that had so many things going for it, even before the game actually even started too, because take a look with me now at the screen. Rodrigo gets the start over Vinny Jr. in the Champions League. Rodrigo gets the start over Vinny Jr. The madman did it. Xabi Alonso, do not mess with him. The cojones that this guy actually has on him to be doing that is crazy, crazy, crazy. Props to Xabi Alonso for not caring, because I'll tell you right now, if this was Carlo Ancelotti, that is never happening for Real Madrid. But take a look with me at the starting 11 for Real Madrid. Rodrigo gets to start. Kylian Mbappe, Arda Güler, Franco Mastantuono, Tchouaméni, Fede Valverde, Carreras, Housen, Militao, Trent makes a brief appearance, and of course, Thibaut Courtois. And when I say brief appearance for Trent Alexander-Arnold, it was very, very brief. 3 minutes he was in 3 minutes, he was basically out of this game too, because Trent, unfortunately, picks up a hamstring injury. And unfortunately, right now, I do not know the severity of this, but this is an injury that could be a 3 to 4 week thing. It could be a 3-month thing. It really depends on how severe it is. Unfortunately, for Trent, he's kind of an injury-prone player. He is somebody who's kind of dealt with a lot of injuries in the past. And the good thing is, you would think, okay, well, we have, in my opinion, one of the best right backs that I've ever seen in Dani Carvajal for the Champions League. Carvajal had to go screw that up, but we'll talk about that here in a little bit, because he does pick up a red card in this game too. So we will see what happens moving forward. But thoughts and prayers to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Hopefully he can recover very quickly, because it really sucks that we are losing him now, just because he is just getting the season started too. And that is how it goes for him. But if I have any updates, of course, I will be updating you with this on my channel too. But the beginning of this game, I thought this was an interesting game. Real Madrid, we had a lot of chances. Kylian Mbappe almost scores a bicycle kick. We are honestly running rampant on this team. The press was insane too. The goalkeeper for Marseille was making mistakes that I thought this Real Madrid team was going to be able to capitalize, was going to be the first one to actually strike in this. However, it was Marseille is the first one to strike, and all thanks to a little betrayal by Arda Güler today. Arda Güler and Dean Housen, I'm not exactly sure what the hell was happening between these two, but Arda Güler passes to nobody. And what happens is Mason Greenwood and Timothy Weah start off the counterattack. Greenwood passes it to Weah, and Weah puts it in the back of the net. 1-0 Marseille at home in Santiago Bernabeu. And I'm like, shit. Here we go again. Here we go. Same thing as last year. I saw this story too many times last season. Luckily, it does not actually happen this time. But I did think it was going to be happening at this time when I say that. However, we do make the decision today to start Rodrigo. And Rodrigo, in my opinion, was very good in the first half. I thought he was lively out there. I thought he was linking up very well with Alvaro Carreras and Kylian Mbappe. And he was doing himself. This time, it is Rodrigo earning a penalty for Real Madrid. I already hear the Madrid. I hear the Madrid already. Stop. This was 100% a penalty. I will tell you how I feel about it. This was a penalty. The Marseille player puts his leg out. It's a stiff leg out there. And here's the thing. Rodrigo runs right into it, as he should. Earns a penalty for Real Madrid. Kiki gets the ball, puts it into the back of the net to make it 1-1 for Real Madrid. But we had so many opportunities in this first half that I really thought we were going to be scoring so many times. Whether it was Franco Mastantuono absolutely gliding out there. Because here's the thing. The guy looked phenomenal a couple of times. You can see why he was starting at River Plate when he was 16 years old. You can see why both PSG, Real Madrid, every single big team in the world wanted this kid. You can see exactly why. However, he does a little too much at times. Just a little bit too much. And that's kind of the story of today. I thought we were taking one too many passes, or one too many touches, I should say. And then at times, we weren't making the correct pass. Arda Güler had Kylian Mbappe. It's a layoff to Kylian Mbappe. He doesn't pass it to him. Instead, he tries to snipe it from 40 yards out. I don't know what we're doing there. I don't know what we're doing. There were so many different times in this game that we could have scored. Whether it was Franco blowing an opportunity, Brahim Diaz, Arda Güler, Kylian Mbappe. There was times in this game that I really thought that going into halftime, we would be up 4-0. Unfortunately for us, it was only 1-1. And thanks to Mbappe actually showing up for Real Madrid. I liked what I was seeing from Rodrigo. I did not like what the score was actually saying because I thought we were a lot better than the score in the first half. However, second half comes around. And it seemed very lethargic out there, I think would be the word for it. Everybody was just kind of going through the motions, which is so weird when you're so early into the season, when this is the first Champions League game for both teams out there. Very lethargic. Everybody seemed to be walking around. And then controversy happens. And this is the first controversy, I would say, of the day and of the game, is there is a red card for Dani Carvajal. And this has not been the week for Dani Carvajal. He gives up a penalty earlier in the week, and then this one he picks up a red card. And I will tell you right now, as much as I hate to say it, that's a red card. That's a red card because when Dani Carvajal is in this game, and if you weren't watching it, I will try to explain as best I can. Dani Carvajal gets into it with the goalkeeper for Marseille, who had like 11 saves too, by the way, in the first half. But we'll talk about that here just a little bit because that looked a lot better than it was, okay? Either way, he gets into it with the Marseille goalkeeper. And Dani Carvajal, as much as I love him, he is of the shorter side. And the goalkeeper's a little bit bigger. And Dani Carvajal tries to step up to the goalkeeper. And he kind of like moves his head. And as much force as I just did there is probably what he did to the goalkeeper. And here's the thing. You do that at all, gone. It's a red card. VAR will take a look at it and show that you were trying to headbutt the keeper. And as much as Dani Carvajal can go out there and say, I wasn't trying to headbutt, he knows what he was doing. He knows what he was doing. And here's the thing, that goalkeeper for them, he's a bitch. I'll just call it what it is. The guy was crying on the ground too. He was taking full advantage of it. I'm not surprised. It is a red card for Dani Carvajal. I will fully admit that to every single one of you. And the guy just needs to know better, especially because Trent Alexander-Arnold just got off the game because of a hamstring injury. So we lost Trent in this game, and we now have lost Dani Carvajal for the next Champions League game for Real Madrid. And this is back-to-back games for getting a red card. The last one shouldn't have been a red card. The Dean Howson one should never have been a red card. This one, it is a red card. The suspension will be upheld 100%. And Dani Carvajal, as the captain of this team, as somebody who's been playing for years now, dude, you have to know better. You just have to know better. I did not like it. Did not like it for Carvajal. But controversy number 2 happens. And this one I think we got away with one. I'll be honest. I watched this play, and I've seen this happen so many times. In the handball thing, I know Marseille was crying for a handball when it hit Militao. That was never going to be a handball, ever. But this one, I don't think this should have been a handball, to be honest with you. Initial looks at it, Marseille, one of the players for them, actually touches the ball, puts their hand out, makes a slide tackle, and their hand is out there long. And I did think it was a penalty. I was like, that's a handball. And slowing it down, watching it a couple different times, I don't know what the defender's supposed to do there. I really don't. It is a handball called, and it is Kylian Mbappe to take it and to step up to take it. Puts it in the back of the net, 2-1. Mbappe makes it for Real Madrid. But here's the thing. It happens. We've been screwed over so many different times that what am I supposed to do? I will tell you how I feel about it, but am I supposed to complain that we are benefiting from this? Honestly, like, what do you want me to be doing here? I'm not going to be doing that. Take advantage of it. I think this Real Madrid team, I think we should have been up 3-0, 4-0. The goalkeeper was making a lot of saves in this game too. But at the same time, Real Madrid was shooting the ball at him like straight. So yes, he was making like 11 saves, but when 8 of them are actually right at the goalkeeper, I'm not that impressed. Real Madrid, we benefit from this handball, of course, and we get the win and get the 3 points. And I know the Barca fans are going to be calling for Madrid and everything like that. I didn't even mean to be calling you guys Barca. It just is what it is, man. I didn't even mean to be doing that. Sure, it probably should have been, and we did benefit from that too. But let's not pretend that this isn't a 50-50 call, that sometimes that it just kind of goes our way, and sometimes it goes against us too. I will call it how I see it. I don't think that's a handball. I do think we benefit from that. I also thought it was a weak red card, and I think we got screwed there. So call it even. But at the end of the day, it is 3 points for Real Madrid, and we get the win. It's pretty or not. It is what it is. We get the win, we get the result, and we move forward. But let's talk about some of the players in this game, because I have a lot of thoughts on these players too. And I think there's a couple players that you could probably say for man of the match. Realistically, I wasn't that impressed with many players in this game. I thought there were some players who were fine. I thought there were some players that were pretty bad too. So Before I die, let me take a sip of water. Arda Güler was terrible. I love Arda. I will praise Arda. He was terrible today. He was absolutely awful. And Arda had a game similar to this. I don't remember exactly what game it was. He had 2 assists later in the game too. And I think maybe he even got a goal. But Arda Güler today was pretty poor. He lost 7 duels. He had the goal. He had the error leading to the goal. It was not a good day for Arda Güler. I still wanted him out there because I know that Arda Güler can be great. It just takes one pass from Arda Güler today. It's not his day. But at the same time, Carlo Ancelotti would be benching him. Xabi Alonso is not going to be benching this guy. The guy's going to be playing, and I want him to be playing out there because I've seen more good from Arda Güler. But just got to call it like I see it. This was not a good day for Arda Güler out there. And that is okay. The kid is still young. The kid is 20 years old. He just needs to be a little bit better. It was weird. I felt like he was trying to do too much today. I felt like every single time he touched the ball, he was taking too many touches. His first touch was pretty poor at times too. Maybe that's why he was taking too many touches. And then when he had easy opportunities too, he was just kind of blowing them too. He should have had at least 1 assist, maybe even 2 assists in this game, where he could have laid it off to Kylian Mbappe, and Kylian Mbappe is probably getting a goal. Instead, he was trying to go for the heroic opportunity in this one, and I think everybody was a little too selfish in this game, other than probably Kylian Mbappe. I thought Kylian Mbappe was making the right decision. Kylian Mbappe, honestly, probably should have had 4 goals and like 2 assists in this game. Probably should have had that, but we'll talk about that in just a second. It is what it is for him. Alvaro Carreras, I thought was very, very good today. He really shut down Mason Greenwood. He did a fantastic job. You're sure Mason Greenwood gets a assist over to Timothy Weah? But otherwise, I really think that he shut him down. I thought Carreras was very good today. Very much rated him. Dean Howson and Militao, I wasn't that inspired by both of them. I think that we actually do get exposed a little bit when it comes to the back line for Real Madrid. It's something that we will need to improve, and we really need more depth there, especially since we've lost Rudiger. So not my favorite thing. Of course, I already mentioned Trent came off. Can't even judge him. I thought Carvajal was fine. He does get the red card, and so he was fine up until that point, but that's just a stupid decision by him. He needs to know better. Tchouaméni was, of course, very, very good. I was impressed with him. Fede Valverde, nothing spectacular. I thought he was fine out there too. Rodrigo, I rated Rodrigo a lot today. I thought Rodrigo, getting the start in the Champions League when you didn't play at all over the weekend, and then you come in and you earn us a penalty too. You are linking up very well with the Carreras, with Kylian Mbappe too. And moving forward, I want to see Rodrigo start this weekend. Again, I think Rodrigo looks better out there right now with Carreras, with Kylian Mbappe, and just overall, I think he helps out our attack more than what Vinny Jr. has been doing. I still think that Vinny Jr. has a higher ceiling and is overall has the opportunity to be a better player, but I don't know. I want to hear from you too. What did you think of Rodrigo today? Very curious to hear from you in the comment section below. But yeah, I want to be starting Rodrigo over the weekend against Espanyol. That's what I want to be seeing. I rated the guy. I thought he was pretty good out there. I liked it. Franco, very, very raw still. Somebody who is electric at times. And again, you can see why this kid was so highly thought after, and so many people wanted him. But he's just doing a little bit too much. I like him out there. I thought he looks better when he's coming through the middle. But man, he is showing some flashes out there. I thought this was probably one of the better games that we've seen. And really, the guy should have got on the score sheet today. I thought today was going to be at least number 1, maybe even number 2. Unfortunately, we still will have to wait for another game and another day for Franco Mastantuono to get on the score sheet. But Kiki and Mbappe today, I want to hear from you guys. Kylian Mbappe, of course, he gets the brace today. Mbappe did show up for us today, but at the same time, the guy was electric. The guy was creating chances for Real Madrid. Again, he should have had like 2 assists. He created the most chances in this match with 6. He took 10 shots in this game too. I thought he was very good. I thought he was linking up very well. And there was a couple opportunities that he had that I thought the ball should have been in the back of the net. He was very, very close. He does get the 2 assists. And in my opinion, I was between Carreras and Mbappe, but I think I have to be giving it to Mbappe today because not only is he creating all these opportunities too, this is somebody who at a time, we were nervous about him actually taking penalties. You remember that? Do you remember saying it should be Vinny, it should be Jude taking the penalties? Mbappe, he steps up there. He goes the same side twice. First one clearly gets it. Second one almost gets saved, but at the same time, enough power. This guy's incredible. 50 goals now for Kylian Mbappe at Real Madrid. He was my man of the match a lot. But before I end the video, I want to talk about the bigger picture for Real Madrid moving forward because there's a lot of storylines that we have moving forward too. Camavinga and Jude Bellingham, while they were both on the bench today, still did not play. I expect Camavinga to be the first one out there instead of Jude. And because we actually saw Camavinga warming up today, we did not see Jude Bellingham warming up. So look out for that moving forward. I was happy we actually didn't rush them, so that's a good thing. But the big situation I want to be talking about is a right back situation, because we now have a situation there. Trent is out 3 to 4 weeks. I mean, a month minimum is what I would be expecting. It could be 3 months. It really could be 3 months. And I do not like saying that, but it's just the truth. We have that situation, and then you have Dani Carvajal, who's coming back from a horrific leg injury last year, that you cannot be rushing him. Not only that, that was going to be the thing anyways, the guy just picked up a red card in this game, so he is now suspended for the next Champions League game. So I'm expecting both of them to be out the next couple of Champions League games at least. So who do we turn to? I want to hear from you in the comments. I think there's a couple of different options we have. We can go maybe the Fede Valverde route. We can do that. We saw that work before. Maybe we can be bringing on a Ceballos into the midfield. I want to hear from you. That's probably the route number 1 I would like to be going. Number 2 would be bringing on Raul Asensio to be playing that right back position. Of course, we know he's more of a center back, but the guy has a ton of pace. He is not going to offer you the same moving forward that a Trent would, that a Dani Carvajal would, that a Fede Valverde would. But defensively, I think he's solid out there, a ton of pace, and might be somebody who's actually decent out there to be an option for Real Madrid. And then the third one, I believe it's Fortea, would be the right back option, the Casilla kid. If I said a different Casilla kid, I am sorry. One of the Casilla players, one of the academy players could be coming in for right back. That's what I would like to see in maybe the next couple of games for La Liga. Let's see what we have there, because unfortunately right now, the situation is with Trent. The guy's going to be out for a while. Carvajal, we don't know if he's going to be staying healthy the whole year. I hope he is. The guy's on the other side of 30. The guy is coming back from a serious leg injury. I don't know if it's going to be happening. And then otherwise, you're kind of putting in a square peg into a round hole with Fede Valverde and with Raul Asensio. So I'm very curious to hear from you in the comments. What's your thoughts on the entire right back situation? What are your thoughts on the game too? Who is your man of the match? Let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Like the video too. Very much appreciate you all. It is a win at the end of the day. I will take the win, controversial or not. I call it like I see it here, and that is what it is, guys. But appreciate you all. Love you all. Cheers. Al Madrid.